Good morning, good evening, wherever you are here on the Middle Age. Today on Edessa, the Dark Crusade, that's going to be a very interesting scene because Mashid, the Cappadocian brooding master, has been having problem recently with the city and how it's directed. More importantly, the fact that apparently there seems to be unsolved case of murder in the Arabic slum. She has expressed her concern to Hasim and to the Baron. The Baron who has told her that she should go and talk to the sheriff. Now, the problem is, I botched a nightmare roll. So that's going to be very interesting because as Mashid is walking through the streets of Edessa to go to see the sheriff, she sees that the city is darker, perhaps even bleaker than it is before. The small torches that are maintaining a very small flicker of light for those who still run errands within the city have now the appearance of blue fire, reeking of death and agony as she looks at others with their eyes bleeding, their mouth open as flies escape their every word, their every breath. She had vision before, but this one is way more frightening than anyone she had ever seen. And she is walking towards the direction of the place that Cosimo, the sheriff, calls home.
Cosimo is sitting in his, actually, we'll say he is out in the practice yard. He'll have stripped down to the waist. He'll be wearing a padded overgarment, and he'll be out in the yard practicing, teaching sword thrusts and everything. When Masid starts to get close, she'll hear shouts and, the normal sounds of practice in a fighting yard. She'll when she gets to the gate, there's a couple of guys standing there that'll come up to her and say, "Can we help you, miss?"
And as she look at those guards, that would appear pretty much standard, but to her right now they are decaying and rotting corpses. So she is going under her scarf that she has over her face. She's going to hiss in their direction because she might be in this vision of horror, but she is still a master of death, and all corpses obey to her commands. So she's going to hiss in their direction, whispering the name of Cosimo.
Okay. They'll kind of take a couple of steps back, and one of them will stay there as the other one walks away. He will do everything he can not to look at you.
Just to be precise, I'm not stopping. I'm walking.
Okay.
I won't be stopped by a corpse.
Right. They'll kind of walk beside you, shouting, "Cosimo, you have a visitor." And she'll see in the yard, there's probably 10 or 12 guys standing in the yard fighting with various martial implements. Cosmo standing there, like I said, in a padded surcoat that one would use for practicing swordplay. And he will turn and see Masid, and he'll hand his sword to someone and will gesture towards the hallway. "You are welcome in this place, sister. Please." And he'll gesture towards the hallway.
You can make a peony on her at this point, I think, because she's clearly not acting as she usually do.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Come on, dice stream. There it is. He's got 2 successes.
Yeah, you can definitely see that. You know, she always had some kind of regal way in her behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Very she always stands very straight. She is her body language is different. She's standing more heavily on the staff, and she seems to well, I would say if she was breathing, but she's not. It would be perhaps more heavy, but you can clearly identify it, you know, as basically the body demeanor of a soldier, of someone who is on the edge and, you know, pretty much on the stance, looking everywhere around him, basically going into the stance of someone who might, a cornered animal, I think, would be actually the best description.
Okay. He will kind of narrow his eyes at this, and will escort you down a hallway to a large office type room. There's no door, but it is a rather long hallway. And he will gesture for you to sit, and he'll move over to the other side of the desk. She'll notice that his broadsword is sitting there, as it always does, beside his more martial armor that he wears out when he goes out in the city. But he's not wearing it right now. Like I said, he's wearing his practice armor. But he goes around and sits down at his chair. He doesn't make any moves towards the sword. Just sits down and says, "So, sister, what can I do for you?"
She will not sit. Actually, she starts pacing in the room, as it's probably something that should have an impact on her, as it is a place of quiet, and I guess that there are perhaps some books or some parchments a little bit somewhere, but she pretty much looks at the armor. The armor seems to be way more shining that it is supposed to be, as the tabar with the cross actually seems to be burning in her eyes, and the sword seems to be ever bleeding. She turns to Cosimo as if she's getting slowly out of a trance. "You're bleeding. I see it from your eyes. Your eyes, just like the others, they bleed. They all bleed." And she's actually pointing at your front. Your forehead. She's pointing at your forehead.
Cosimo, his eyes narrow a little bit because he doesn't have the third eye. So his eyes narrow a little bit. "Are you in need of assistance, sister? You seem to be a little out of sorts. Shall I call for Racine?"
They bleed. They all bleed. They bleed in the streets. All of them. I seen them. I see them. There is a river of blood. There's a river of blood in the slums. And they all bleed. They are getting killed one by one. Men. And all men. Yes, only men. Only men are dying. Only men. Men. Always men. It's always men.
You see him, and I'm not sure how she sees this, but he will reach out and he'll pick up a couple of pieces of parchment from the table and kind of shuffle through them. And then he goes back to the one that was on top. Yes, the incidents in the slums. Rasim and I, that is our first priority. Did you have some information on that, madam?
Not working. No. Nothing works. Humans try to do human things, but doesn't work. We're only humans. Only humans cannot see. It still continues. Happens at night. Must happens at night. Always at night.
Sim takes this in, and he's going to take a quick peek at her aura. And that would be 2 successes, looking at her aura. He's looking for, the first thing that he always looks for is diablerie. But he's looking for general state of mind, which I'm taking at this point is cuckoo.
You can clearly see her shining aura that get you a feeling of holiness. But right now, through the aura that you see around her mind or her head, not around her body, is actually darkened and filled with red, as it seems to be mostly, I would say, if you're looking at her aura, I guess the correct representation would be that it seems to blind her eyes.
Okay. So she's got the telltale signs of magic, and then she's got the flashes of unstable mentality right now. Is that correct?
Yeah, the sign of mentality, but the second one is actually not magic.
Okay.
It's basically the how the aura of the other practitioner of the Road of Heaven looks like.
I see. Gotcha. I see. So you look like Rasim.
I don't think so, because Rasim follow Path of Humanity actually.
Oh, I thought he was on heaven. Okay, never mind.
No. That's why I used the word holiness. But
yeah, that's right. Okay. Right. He'll you see him kind of narrow his eyes as he looks at you more intently for a moment, and then I see. And you see he picks up a quill, dip it in ink, and you see him writing notes as to what you say. Always men.
Yes, man, always man. Why does it choose man? Why? Feeding a bit could be a possibility. Yes, could be happening. One who would hunt outside of where has been allowed. Could be that, or could be just murder. Doesn't know. Need to check. Talk to the High Crown. The High Crown said yes, go to slums. I shall go to slums, yes, but first talk to the sheriff.
Have you seen any of these victims? Are you able to describe their wounds?
I am going to do, yes. Talk with hardy men. Have access to bodies. Need to check. Needs to see bodies. Can see the final sight. Yes. Can see final moments of death. Yes. Everything will be clear. Need to have a key. Key to enter.
Cosimo nods. He looks at Mashid. It sounds like, madam, you have a course of action ahead of you.
Yes. Course of action, of course. Actions needs to reactions. Yes, needs. But first, needs always to ask. Needs always to ask. Yes, follow the rules. Follow the rules. Always follow the rules.
He kind of quirks you see a small smile appear at the corner of his lips. Yes, I do suppose we do have rules here now. All right. I will contact Rasim and say that he is to assist you with this investigation. Is that sufficient for you? I will also continue on my side.
Yes, Holy man can do, Yes, can do. We'll also bring warrior. Yes. Bodyguard, yes, always useful. Never know what lurks in the dark. Yes.
Cosmo nods. Excellent. Was there anything else I could do for you, my lady?
She cocks her head on the side. Men try to enter heaven. Yes. Men try to enter. Men try to enter the heaven. Yes. Holy men try to enter.
Holy men tried to enter your haven.
Yes. The human one. Yes. That's what the Turk says.
He starts scribbling again on the paper. How long ago?
She's looking very absent-mindedly at the sword as she's almost cutting her flesh against the sword. Doesn't know, doesn't remember. 2 days, perhaps. Yes, perhaps. Doesn't remember a few days prior. Could ask. Yes, should ask. Isn't entirely sure. Men who stays outside the city. Holy men who gets visit. Yes, this one. Probably this one. Not entirely sure. Came friendly. Was driven back by Turkish ghoul. Yes. Thought they were cannibals. Thought all Christians are cannibals. Yes. Eat the body of God. Always eat the body of God.
His frown deepens a little bit, but he is aware you're not technically in your right mind, so he's trying not to take offense. But he will he will kind of, you can tell he kind of straightens a little bit, in a gesture of almost defiance towards your opinion, maybe, showing himself above your opinion in his mind.
She's not even looking at you, man.
Yeah, I know, but he would still do it.
Yeah.
So he'll stand, and he'll kind of do the arm thing again towards the hallway. All right, madam. Your domicile. What portion of the city were you attacked in? Or was this outside the city?
Wasn't attack. Just came territorial. Territory, yes, always different territory. Always different territory, whatever it cost. Defend. Outside the city, yes. The one outside the city came outside the city again.
I see. Well, I will, and you said that they were holy men.
Christian.
Correct. Christian.
Not entirely sure. Interpretation of Gol. Golos can always be wrong. Gol is Turkish. Turkish do not understand everything.
I will make inquiries amongst those of the Christian faith and see if I can determine who may have violated your home and ensure that it does not happen again. sufficient?
Yes, yes, always knowing, always knowing. Wouldn't want bad things to happen. Yes, yes. Always things happen in the desert. Never find the body, never. They always die devoured by the sands.
He nods and he'll again gesture towards the doorway and start trying to get you to walk with him.
Are you saying
Without-
that you're basically
without-
getting your broomstick, your broomstick like shush, shush, shush?
He's trying to get the crazy woman out of his office. Yes, he is. So he is, like I said, he's not going to touch her. He's been around crazy people before, so he knows better. He's just going to kind of, start walking that way with his arms, out in this gesture of this way, we're walking. And at the same time, he's
I'm going to roll a fate die just to see something
sure, absolutely.
over this. When you're basically, trying to gently show her the exit, she just starts to move, but she doesn't go actually near the exit. She just goes to a corner. She just goes to a corner where there are books, and she just stands there, crouching near the books. Yes, always books, always knowledge and parchment. Yes, always there. Can't really go outside now. Yes, no, we can't.
Let's see. In Cosmo's office, the books are probably like ledgers of supplies.
Mhm.
Supplies. Well, yeah, supplies. There'll be there. I mean, I'm sure there is a Bible there, or
so yeah, she's mostly probably, I guess, going to be attracted by the Bible.
sure.
So yeah, she's just going to look at it as she probably see the drownings who are all bleeding from their eyes. Yes, always bleeding. Yes, always blood. Yes, blood of God. Always.
He'll come over and kind of he's again not going to touch her, but he's going to go, Madam, for me to speak with Racine, we need to go. I cannot do so from here.
She just looks at you for probably the first time since she entered here. Yeah, you can definitely see, through the scarf that her fangs are showing, and that her eyes seems to have this kind of milky aspect to it, as one would see from a blind person. Yes, we need to go to the holy place. Yes, bring us to the holy place, warrior. Always holy place. You need to go to the holy place to see if you can bleed. Yes, not bleed for the front. Yes, you do not bleed yet. Always bleeding, always.
One of his brows raises slightly.
Come. Did you go to see holy men? Yes. The imam knows. He knows.
And he'll again try to do the gesture of we're walking. Come along, miss. Let us away.
She's actually going to start walking, following him.
Okay.
She keeps it's not that hard to follow him, because he's bleeding from his corpse, from his hand and his feet.
Okay.
Strangely. Huh.
Okay. He'll escort her out through the practice yard full of corpses fighting each other, to the entryway, and there he'll pause and he'll say, "Go ahead and proceed me, madam. I must change into something more suitable." I will. I will make my way there anon.
Ah, yes, 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 yes. It must always change habit. Yes, yes. Change of clothes, always. Change situation, yes. Need to go, need to find a way. Yes, yes, yes. As she is looking around, making her way. And just for the laugh of it, there's probably going to be a poor a poor bystander who's going to come a little bit too close, and she's going to crawl at his direction. Well, he just probably stands baffled at this woman that hiss at his face.
At this point, Cosimo will turn to one of the boys that he uses as a runner, a page, and will tell him to go get Master Rasim and send him to Miss Masid to check on her, as she is not in her correct state of mind. And then he will look at another one of his little pages and say, follow her, but do not get too close. Make sure that she does not harm anyone. If she does harm anyone, come back here. And then Racine will go back, Cosmo will go back in, and he will start putting his armor on.
I guess, yeah, I guess we do hope that this poor page doesn't get any funny idea.
Oh, no.
Oh, because otherwise the poor lad. I guess
they're paid very well for young men, so they know.
They know, don't ask questions.
Yeah.
And I guess with that, we will call it a scene. Thank you, poor person, for dealing with a crazy chick. Thank you, watchers, for watching, and we shall see again the amazing adventure of Nightmare Cappadocians. I mean, let's be happy that she can't raise undead armies. Otherwise, that would be problematic.
That would be a problem.